So Vicki's going to demonstrate yet another version that's easier for people who again have that wrist situation where any kind of weight bearing on the wrist is just too much work for them. Sometimes we have clients that have injuries, still want to work their core, and these exercises are full body integrated exercises, so they're working every part of their body and they're not in flexion, which we sit in far too much in our lives. So we're going to take an inhale. She's got an exhale, she's connecting to her abs, she's already establishing her shoulder stability. Pressing the hands together wide through the shoulders. She's going to take an inhale, and as she exhales, she's just going to press the carriage back with her feet, co-contracting her abs and glutes and floating the knees off. From there, we can either do two things. She can either stay here and just breathe, already a lot of work, pulling down into the scapula, lifting up with the abs, co-contracting the glutes. She can also do another exercise here. She's going to take an inhale. As she exhales, she's going to pull the knees using the low abs, keeping the belly engaged. Inhale as she takes it out. Exhale as she pulls that carriage under and then presses it out. Two more. Exhale. So you can round that down a little bit more. Exhale. Right there, yes, Vicki. One more. And exhale, pulling up, and then drop the knees down onto the carriage and release. Vicki and I wanted to demonstrate today various versions of plank, which is a full body integrated movement, works the entire body, works into stabilizing the shoulder girdle, pelvic girdle, really finding their abs, their co-contraction of their glutes and their abs, working into the serratus. What else would you say about plank?
It's one of my favorite exercises to teach people. I mean, it's one of the mat
basics
of Pilates.
Yeah.
And I love getting people into planks. I think a lot of people are afraid the minute you say, let's go into a plank, they think you're taking them into a push-up.
Yeah.
And I have found even the strongest man that thought that he could do 1,000 push-ups. If you get 2 push-ups out of him correctly,
yes.
He is very humble.
Right.
It's a very humbling experience when you find out what you are not using or what you're letting go of. So part of the Pilates repertoire, or the majority of it actually, is that stabilization of the shoulder girdle, the length in the spine, the pelvic stabilization, finding out where your scapula is, learning all those muscles around the rib cage and the torso. So it takes people in phases. I mean, as you can see, we went for very basic learning to going to more advanced movements.
Right.
And it's
and all those principles carry through on all of those different exercises.
Yeah.
Knowing what your body feels like in space is very different to knowing what your body feels like lying on the carriage, where you have that tactile feeling.
Exactly.
You're up in midair, and we can have what's called proprioception, where you think your body is where it is, and it really is not.
I was going to say exactly that. Wherever you think you are, take a peek. You may not be there.
Yeah. And in general, too, I have found, particularly guys who are very strong in their legs, or have went to the gym and done a lot of, bicep curls, tricep, they come into a plank position, they shake like a leaf, and you try and get a push-up, they lift up into the shoulder, into the neck, the shoulders can't stay stable, or they can barely get an inch and they're just shaking like a leaf. It's one of the most difficult exercises to do, and to do correctly.
Yes. Yeah. And you find using that position in so many of the exercises on all of the apparatus, whether you're on the reformer, whether you're on the trap table, whether you're on the Wunda chair.
Yeah.
You'll find with the Pilates repertoire that you are using that continuously.
You are, and then when you take it up to that level of plank, which is the quickest way to engage your abs, and you're working your full body, upper body strength. A lot of people, think that they need to do hundreds of reps of an exercise at a gym. You don't need to do hundreds of reps if you're doing something as strong as a plank and correctly.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we hope that we've given you some ideas today, and we hope that you have enjoyed our workouts.